Is that camera on all of us?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I noticed that you didn't give our first speaker, you didn't restrict it to 2 minutes. I also noticed that you didn't answer questions whereas you answered Dan's. Is there a reason why you only answer specific questions?
With the answer, well, his answer was relatively simple. What she's talking about is an ongoing issue, and I'm not sure where that's going. So I don't really want to express an opinion on it beyond what I did at the last meetings. We've already talked about this issue and dealt with it, unless somebody is going to take this issue further. So.
Okay, I have 3 questions, and that wasn't one of them. I just observed that. First question, village agenda for the committee of the whole meeting tomorrow includes a list under considerations and assumptions, and it specifies that the village has numerous capital projects in process or beginning in 2024. Can you please list these and the amount that is being budgeted for their completion?
Is it not listed in that agenda?
Not that I could review, no.
Okay. Mark, could you respond to that?
Yeah, on the meeting tomorrow, there's a spreadsheet that will be presented. It's in council's package, so it'll be available to the public. We can provide a copy for anyone who's interested. It's at the front counter.
Yeah, you're saying spreadsheet, but I'm specifically saying the amount that is being budgeted for their completion. Is that in the spreadsheet?
Yes. The budgets for each of the capital projects is in the spreadsheet.
Second question, expensive mistake was made on the ordering of concrete blocks for the flood barrier wall on North Makina. Taxpayers need to know who is to blame. Dan Darling here previously asked about this, but our CEO, Ms. Tatchell, only answered by saying it is complicated. This is not an acceptable explanation when hundreds of thousands of dollars are at stake. At the December 6, 2022 Village Council meeting, Councillor Northcott here, she reiterated the village code of conduct necessary for all councillors and our CIO. She emphasised that it specifies they must exhibit accountability and transparency. This is an appalling mistake that was made at taxpayers' expense. Village residents need to know who is responsible and why this matter is being ignored. Was this a mistake of Upland Contracting Limited or Mr. Thatcher?
I'm not sure what mistake you're referring to.
I mean, it's a mistake on the concrete blocks on the wall on Makina. Apparently they were the wrong ones initially that were ordered. I think that's an understanding.
I believe that came from the contractor. But, is that correct?
I think my suggestion is that there's a full explanation about the whole concerns with respect to the lock blocks that was included in the report to council in November, the capital project staff report to council, which has been posted on the village website under the major capital projects page. There's a 10-page explanation. So I think that my suggestion to anyone who wants to understand the full.
Mr. Thatcher, the understanding is a simple question: who's responsible? Not a 10-page report.
Responsible.
Yes, somebody made a mistake. I'd like to know, obviously, it's the village, or it was the Upland Contracting.
It wasn't staff of the village.
Well,
we did not get what we were expecting to get. Now, we could have taken legal action over that, and we chose not to because of the considerable expense and time, and we don't know if that would be found in our favor. That's the best advice that we got regarding that. It is unfortunate that we didn't get the blocks that we expected to get, but we've taken steps to mitigate that, so it isn't a factor in the strength of the law. And this comes from our engineers. So.
Third question I've got: anticipating operating expenses for the administration of the village of Tahsis are listed under the financial plan of the village in the agenda for the committee of the whole meeting being held tomorrow. And these are bulked together for a totality of $811,362. Last year, individual amounts were also presented without a breakdown. This accounting method prevents the figures from being scrutinised. It is not acceptable, in my opinion. I need to know the illegal fees spent by the village of Tahsis in 2023. Can you provide this? And how much has been spent sending village staff to court?
That will come out in the statement of financial information. As a policy, we don't give out specific costs for specific legal cases, which I assume is what you're trying to ascertain here, but we can't give those kinds of answers when there's court cases in progress.
You can give them, I just totally disagree. This is not something you cannot do as a village. I think it's responsible for you, especially when you're spending a large sum of money in a court case. For instance, you're taking, I think, Mr. Elliot to court when he's already resigned. This is an expense, and this is not something that should be hidden from the village. This is something that concerns all taxpayers. It is a necessary legal expense.
That's incorrect. He hasn't resigned at this point. He says he's going to resign on January 31st, but unless we get a signed letter of resignation, that doesn't stand legal.
So you're saying you don't have a letter of resignation?
That's correct.
I think, Mayor, if I can just suggest that we best not to comment on this particular matter.
I think it's very important. We're asking the question.
Point of privilege. Mr. Mayor, point of
Yes, I think
privilege.
Mr. Elliot speaking here as well. Let Mr. Elliot speak for himself.
Mr. Mayor, I issued a written resignation on December 5th, 2023, that I'm resigning as councillor effective January 31st, 2024. You confirmed last meeting that you have received my resignation. Now you are saying otherwise. What is the truth, Mr. Mayor?
My understanding is that we cannot speak to this because it is in progress and it's a court case, so we can't speak to that. That was my
It's a
mistake.
simple question, Mr. Mayor. Have you received my resignation or not?
We, the public, need to know that, Mr. Mayor.
A written resignation letter?
Yes.
You can't speak to it, correct?
Yes, he can speak to it. He just doesn't want to state the truth.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the legal advice on this, I'm sorry.
Legal advice from Mr. Thatcher, is that?
We have a lawyer, we've consulted with a lawyer regarding this. I've already said too much. Because it is a court case.
We've said something that's contradictory and it's untrue.
Mr. Mayor, this has not gone to court yet. I'm asking you what you confirmed last meeting, that you have received my resignation letter. Tell us the truth, please.
I'm not gonna speak to this anymore. This is.
You're not going to tell us the public the truth. Is that right, Mr. Mayor?
It's not a question of the truth.
Yes, it's a question of the truth.
It is a question of the total truth, Mr. Mayor. You are lying to the public.
I haven't said anything, so how could I be lying?
You have basically told them that I have not submitted my resignation. That is a lie, Mr. Mayor.
That was my understanding. You have said you're gonna resign September 30th, and then it was the end of December you're gonna resign. Now I hear it's the end of January. So yes, I don't know. I don't know what the truth is in this.
The
Okay,
truth is simple with the
move
mayor
on.
and the signature on the filing.
Let's move on. Adoption of the minutes. Minutes of the special council.